bad girls wear bronzer. It's kind of wild that the most important part of makeup isn't even actually makeup. I'm not Megan Fox, but I definitely could be a background character in Jennifer's Body. You know what I mean? Or like a distant cousin of the Cullens in Twilight. Do you agree? Let me know down below in the comments. Tell me what have you been up to. What situation do you not want to be approached in? This kind of look is giving strict program, don't talk to me. If you ain't talking money, I don't want to talk. I definitely would give someone the side eye while wearing this look. Or when people stand too close to me and it's just like, all of this is very visual, so I hope you're able to see it. Let me know about the microphone placement. I used it in my last video. It's giving ASMR, and I want to know if you like that. If you hate that, let me know. We are going to be doing unapproachable makeup. I love this prompt of unapproachable makeup because what does it mean to be unapproachable? And as I was thinking it over in my mind, every time I see someone wearing makeup that makes them look unapproachable or someone who seems unapproachable, they have this aura that they are not to be disturbed. They are usually occupied. Maybe they're like, it's like, okay, girl, I see you. I know you're better than me. I'm just going to stay over here and admire you from afar. But like, while trying not to be noticed, you know what I mean? Have you ever gotten the comment of like, oh my gosh, I was so scared to approach you. I was scared to go up to you. There are a couple of times where I've been told that, of like, oh my gosh, I thought you were one way, but turns out you were not. And mostly the main focus is just having a strong beat. When I think of women who come across as unapproachable, I think of Morticia Addams. I mean, Wednesday, she's a great example. Those are the two main examples. Or Mariah Carey. If I saw her, I would not approach her because she's a diva and I don't want to interrupt her flow. So basically we're going to go for a look that is flawless. I'm thinking very matte, very poreless. We are going for a doll-like look, but not just any kind of doll. We're going for kind of with an edge, because when I think of approachable makeup, I think of clean girl makeup, I think of natural makeup that you just can't help but, you know, smile and be warm in, whereas approachable comes across as cold, distant, a little off-putting. So we're gonna go with that. And so here you see me with my approachable face, and we are gonna turn this into very boss, very you should be scared. You know what I mean? I run a strict program. That's what I'm going to be giving at the end of this tutorial. I'm so excited to share with you that I do have a few new products, and I'm so excited to share them with you. Some of these are repurchases. Some of these are from the 21 Days of Beauty sale, and some of these were kind of like a birthday haul to myself. And I'm looking forward to giving you those reviews. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is skin prep, which is the most important part of makeup. It's kind of wild that the most important part of makeup isn't even actually makeup. It's skincare, and it's everything that goes on underneath. And so I'm going to start with the Mehron Skin Prep Pro. This is the mattifying skin toner. You don't absolutely need this. I am just excited to use this because I've seen so many makeup artists who use this on their bridal clients, on TV and film clients, and models as well. They use this to basically take all the moisture out of your skin and make sure to keep you matte, so no bead of sweat will permeate through your makeup and ruin your look. As I was putting all of this together, I was thinking about 17 magazine. I used to read 17 magazine when I was much, much, much younger, probably too young to be reading 17 magazine. And I remember seeing there was an article that said good girl versus bad girl makeup. And the main difference they said was that bad girls wear bronzer and don't wear blush. Whereas good girls wear blush and don't wear as much bronzer, which I think is very interesting. So now I'm applying the skin prep, really focusing on my T-zone where I am the most oily and sweaty. I wish I could do a wear test for you. I'm not going to be up late enough to do that, but I will definitely put it in my notes to do a longer video where I do a wear test with this product because I really want to see how it goes. Nice. I've applied all of that. And the Mehron brand is a really well-known makeup artist brand. I was doing all of this looking in the monitor, so let me put up my mirror. I'm so excited. I just keep saying I'm so excited. Ooh, this is making my skin tight already. Now, even though I know I just said that I was going to do all matte, I am going to do a little bit of luminosity for the base, and mostly because I wanted to compare these two products. I have the Chanel Le Beige. I have the Chanel Le Beige Sheer Healthy Glow Highlighting Fluid. This is in the shade Pearly Glow. And I also have the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. So we are going to see how these two compare against each other. I'm a huge fan of this Chanel Le Beige Sheer Highlighting Fluid. It is so beautiful on the skin. It is very expensive. It's a designer brand. I'm going to do that here on this left side of my face, and that very quickly dried down. So you can see I have a little bit of a pearly sheen on my face, nothing too drastic. Gosh, I have fuzzies all over. And next, let's see about this True Match Lumi Glotion, and I have the shade Fair Glow. I didn't apply very much of the Chanel, so I'm not going to apply too much of the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. Oh, already obviously the formula is different. Formula is a little bit thicker. Ooh, it looks promising though. My skin's a little bit red from touching it. You can kind of see a difference. Now let's let that set in while I work on me opening my next foundation. This is new to my collection. I've never tried this before. I've only heard so much about it from other makeup artists, and this product is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. It's supposed to be blurring, weightless, full coverage, which I've definitely been looking for. I've mostly been doing glowy foundations, which I really do enjoy the glow, but lately my skin has been so oily that I've been wanting something more mattifying, and especially something that can last me through the day. In the past, I wasn't really looking for that, but I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous about the shade match because I did it. Honestly, let me start. So I got my shade match. I found my shade at Sephora, and my parents just happened to be in town for, I think this was Valentine's Day weekend, and somehow it was my whole family, just a group of my family all looking at me, and they were all just judging my face. They were like, oh no, this color and your skin's really dry and this, and I was like, okay, I didn't know I showed up to a roast. I probably shouldn't have applied it like that, where I just dotted it on my face. I should probably apply in sections, but I mostly start in most of my application, I always start with the center of the face. That's where the majority of your redness will live for the most part. Interesting. I'm definitely seeing the mattification already. I applied the Mehron Skin Prep with a cotton round that just happened to have so many fluffies, and I'm just gonna have to find another use for them because they are making me upset. There's so many fluffs. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna dip in and I'm gonna start section by section. Oh my gosh, I don't want to apply too much though. So I'm trying to get rid of the excess before I go back. And it's really covering up the spots and blemishes that I have along my jawline. My nose is really red. And it's doing something. I'm looking a little bit pale. And you know, the vampire look can definitely be unapproachable. It can definitely be a little off-putting. I know that after we apply blush and bronzer and finish off all the other steps, the color should look like a better match. It's definitely mattifying. Why do I feel like I'm looking at my face for the very first time? My ears are so red. In comparison, okay. I do love the packaging of this. Usually the Charlotte Tilbury packaging isn't my favorite because some of the products I pick up and I feel like I don't feel the luxury, which is usually like weighted packaging, high-end materials, but that feels really nice. Okay, so now I pumped out a little bit more to do my forehead, and I'm doing stippling or bouncing motions. Yeah, I would definitely suggest to work in sections for sure because the foundation does dry pretty quickly. But I am enjoying the blurring effects and the coverage is very nice. Okay, I'm using an additional mirror. Matte is definitely the word. I don't think it's a bad match. It does look a little pale, but I'll need to look at it in natural lighting. Can you tell a difference with the base, the Lumi versus the Chanel? Okay, so far I'm enjoying that. Now let's add some dimension using some concealer. I'm going to start off with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser and Corrector in the shade 110. I'm going to start off with that to see the color. The formula of this is pretty light. And I just want to see what the color is. It's like the same color as the foundation. So that's not going to work in terms of giving us definition. Let me try using my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I have the shade RN1. I know for sure that this is very pale, so this should be perfect to give us some dimension. Again, for that sculpting look, sculpting meaning shadow, highlight, bringing things forward with lightness, through light. And notice how I pretty much try not to use like anything, because this concealer is very high impact. Yeah, that did something. I'm not putting it too close to my under eyes because I don't want this to get creepy. Okay, I like that. It's so interesting because Unapproachable is so in the eye of the beholder, and I know if anyone who's been on social media before, especially TikTok, so many things are described as cringe. And so in some ways, the most unapproachable thing you can do is live your most authentic life. Methinks. And I think there's also just... And I would like to know what you think makes someone unapproachable, because in my mind, unapproachable means like very beautiful, like not just beautiful, but stunning and rich. I think that's like the main recipe for unapproachable. Approachable usually means like nice, smiling. They're also kind of rich too, like we're wealthy. Wealthy is unapproachable, but like no one wants to approach you if you're ugly and poor. And honestly, there's something so freeing about being ugly. I wore the ugliest outfit the other day and it was amazing. I just felt so good. I don't know why it's so important to me to get this package open nicely. So for my contour, I'm going to be using the Sashu contour. So for contour, I'm going to be using this Sashu Contour Stain. I'm so excited. I love the cheek stain for their blush. I have the shade I'm Cute. I wear that out. And now I've got this, it's same fluffy tip applicator. I'm very intrigued to see what the, okay. So first I'm going to do my forehead. And I'm going to just keep using my makeup sponge. I can't tell if that wore off some of my makeup. Let's continue. And now we're gonna do the cheeks. And so with the contour, I'm gonna be very, very careful because I'm already starting to feel like I'm looking like a vampire, which this is not. I don't want to look like a vampire. I'm wearing vampire makeup. I just want to look like stunning and like, she's better than me. So I'm going to be very gentle with the bronzer. And I'm not going to put it down. I'm going to keep it still high so it doesn't bring my face down. So the top of my cheekbone is right about here. So I'm going to put it right here. Like here, you could probably get away with it. No, I want to really keep it here. I like that. See, it created a very subtle shadow, which is what we are looking for. So again, like I'm barely using any product. Oh yeah, okay, this is definitely giving teen movie antagonist. Add a little smize. I don't think I did it as high over here as I did over here, so I'm gonna add one more dot and blend it to fix it. Okay, I love that. It is very flawless. The look is definitely going in that direction. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna do my brows just because it's kind of killing me that there's nothing on them right now. I was going to initially use the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, which I have used up so many of these and purchased so much. I've used so many of these. I've gifted them so many. I've gifted so many of these to friends and family, but my actual favorite brow gel has to be the LA Girl Set It Clear Brow Gel. Ooh, I love the applicator is nice and small, and I'm just brushing my brows up. Love this clear brow gel so much. It's so good. Okay. I am really enjoying this look so far, but I do want to add a little bit more brow. Have the brow be a little bit stronger. Right now, these are very soft, natural, approachable brows, but we've got to give revenge brow, okay? So here I have the L'Oreal Faux Brow. This is their double brush tip brow ink stain, brow ink, and then I have the shade Light Brunette. So this is going to give really pretty hair-like strokes. At least that's what it promises. Let's see how it does. And there's little prongs on the end. Ooh. Yeah, I'm seeing it. You really can just add in little hairs. Okay. The brow's definitely stronger. I like that. I need to use this a little bit more to get more of the hang of it. Now that it's not as fresh, because there's a few dots on my brows over here because it was literally so fresh. Like this, there was so much product. I should have started more in the front. It's applying a little bit softer now that the bristles aren't entirely saturated. They look nice and natural. I was like thinking of places where you could wear your unapproachable makeup, and of course you can wear your unapproachable makeup at work when you don't want people to approach you. You just want them to take you seriously from afar. You could wear it to school. Let everyone know you are not down to play games. You want to focus. You could wear it out and about, living your life. To a museum, if you don't want anyone to talk to you, you're just like, okay, you may admire the art, but do not approach. And honestly, something that recently came up, high school reunion. I recently got added to like a Facebook group for a high school reunion, and I'm just like, okay, unapproachable makeup, you could definitely wear it to something like that, like a work party, where you're trying to impress, or maybe you don't want to impress, you're just like, leave me alone. The brows are looking nice. In my last video that I posted, so as of right now when I'm talking to you, the last video that I posted was the Taylor Frankie Paul Secret Lives of Mormon Wives recap. And my lips, oh my gosh. I cannot believe that I did not see that for over an hour. I had just dry, chapped lips. Thank y'all for being so nice, because not a single person commented on it. Y'all are the best. Okay. I'm liking it. Let's do a little bronzer. With unapproachable makeup, I'm looking for precision, not a hair out of place. So with your bronzer, you don't want it to be all over. You're going to want to use something small. And in this case, I have the small stipple brush from e.l.f. I'm dabbed in a few times with that. And I'm going on top of the cheekbone, towards closer to the hairline. So like, I got a little sun. Yeah, I've totally been on the beach. I was thinking about how honestly, I should have a counter for every time I say I was thinking about. As you may know, or if you didn't know, I'm a huge fan of the Real Housewives. Now it feels like I've been a long time fan, because I got super into them in 2021 in the middle of the move, in the middle of the pandemic. And I started with Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is the best franchise hands down. I don't care. Argue with your mom. Yeah. Real Housewives of Atlanta is absolutely at the top for me, especially the OG years. Some of the recent seasons, I'm not like obsessed, but I still love the stories. But so many of the women in the Real Housewives universe get full glam. So they have someone, a professional makeup artist, do their full beat. And if you're like Lisa Barlow from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, who's like pretty much my neighbor now, she was talking about like, I get glam to go to Saint-Tropez. I get glam to go to the grocery store. And honestly, iconic. But it makes me curious about the Real Housewives and like who knows how to do makeup and who doesn't. And like, I wonder what tutorials they watch. Like, oh my gosh, what if they ever watch mine? I would be obsessed. like Bronwyn Newport from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She always has really fun makeup, like beautiful and fun makeup. She actually tries things, which is fun. And of course, I'm always going under the chin, under the neck. I do like a little bit under the lip to make my bottom lip look pouty. Don't approach me. Don't come up to me. I'm pouting. I'm brooding. Is this like the new Gen Z pose? Like back in the day, everyone was talking about millennials and duck lips. And now we have pout lips. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, so here we are, natural bronze using the NARS bronzing cream in the shade Laguna 1. I'm feeling very snatched. And this is still like a pretty natural beat. I haven't done like an absolute full glam look in such a long time. I should definitely put that on the list to do though. I should definitely do that soon. Next I'm gonna do blush. So I'm super excited to try this new blush, and I got this blush because it kind of didn't look like anything when I looked at it on the Ulta website on their app. I'm just constantly refreshing new arrivals, Ulta new arrivals, Ulta new arrivals. I'm constant, like that's my favorite form of social media. The new arrivals page. And I saw this Laura Mercier Blush Color Infusion Duo. And I have the shade Blush Rosé. I almost got the shade Passion Fruit. The packaging is so nice. I don't have very many Laura. No. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's a little bit broken. Bummer. But that is okay. See, that kind of stuff happens. And this is like a very soft blush. Whatever. Bummer. Okay. So with this blush, okay, let's look at. So this is the color. It's a soft rose. And I'm gonna use this nice wavy. This is a not very dense brush, and it's tapered. This is the Sigma by Samantha Ravindal tapered contour brush. So I'm gonna dip into this. My automatic instinct was to put it like in the center, like the apple of my cheek, like right under my eyes, like. But we don't want to do that. We're going unapproachable, so we're gonna keep everything lifted, snatched, like very distant. And so again, we're gonna just go over where I put the bronzer. So just like very gently, like really close up to the eye. And it's gonna look kind of like nothing happened. But I think that looks excellent. I think that looks so pretty. It is very much a bare, like it's showing up, but the way I'm applying it is to make it look like it's barely there. No smiling allowed. Okay, I think that looks really pretty. My under eye is definitely not as bright as it could be, so I'm going to use the Morphe Totally Set. I have their I have the mini Brighten and Set powder duo that has the pink powder and the translucent powder, brightening pink. I'm going to use the pink for brightening, and I actually got the Morphe To The Point mini powder puffs, and these are tiny triangular puffs. It perfectly fits on my finger. I hate opening up these little powders. I dumped out a little bit in the cap, and I'm pressing it in, and I'm going to just gently press that into my under eye to brighten. Ooh. It is definitely working, and it's very blurring. Do you see the difference? So, see, without anything. I like that. I like that a lot. I really love this look. I think it's looking so good. I'm debating whether I should do an eye look or not, and honestly, I kind of don't want to, because most of the time, like at least currently, eyeshadow looks are not popping off the way they used to. And I totally understand, because a lot of times it comes down to timing, and a lot of times I just don't have time. So I am going to do a little bit of eyeshadow on my eyes just to make everything look even. So I'm going to go in using this palette. I'm going to use the cream shade. Honestly, I should use maybe like a darker shade to give more of that do not approach me. Maybe it's like, oh, I haven't slept in a few days, so maybe don't talk to me because of that. Maybe that's the reasoning behind it. So I'm gonna go in with this beige, this taupey beige. Okay, I like that look a little bit. The eyes are giving round, which they are. Okay, I've actually just backed myself into a corner because I need to do a little bit more. So I'm going to take this darker brown shade next to the medium beige, and I'm gonna darken the outer corner and try to make a V shape. This like isn't always the best look on me, but I do think it kind of gives like, it helps with the side eye, you know, which that I do all the time. Like, what are you doing? So I'm brushing in and brushing out. Okay, yeah, that's giving a little bit more of a tapered almond eye. Very easy, very beginner friendly here. So that was just a few shades. Now I am going to go in with a little bit of a darker color for the lower eyelid to add some depth there, and like just barely. So I'm going over my lashes practically. And kind of blending that in with the tapered V shape. Kind of like a wing. I'm still trying to figure out what distance to be from you. I feel like in some ways making a makeup tutorial, I should be really close on top of you, but also in some ways I feel like that's really uncomfortable and crowded. So let me know what you think. If you have a preference, maybe it changes depending on the type of video. I would love your input. Yeah. Generally, I'm such a smiley person, so seeing myself look so serious, it's different. Okay, this is really coming together. So I want to do my eyelash, I'm going to do my lips first. Here I have 2 Tarte lip liners. I have the Mercury Juicy Lip Plump Liners in the shade Blush Rose and Mauve. I think I'm going to go with Blush Rose because that's a more nudie color versus pink, which can come, pink is approachable. So let's go nude. This one actually has a charm, so I can't wait to see what it is. Ooh. This is like a little mystery situation, and you put it on this right here. Ooh, I've got the lollipops. That's so cute. I like that. There you can hook your lip liner, and you can hook this up to your purse if you want. I like that. Okay. So let me apply this lip liner. I'm excited. I haven't tried a ton of Tarte products before, so I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to go. And let me actually wipe off some of my lip balm so that this lip liner has some grip. Oh, this is pink. Is this really blush nude? They look the same. Okay. This is like not the right color. I am going to do an overlined lip. I know that's unpopular, and I think that really helps with this unapproachable makeup look, so. It's a pretty color. Okay, so I'm gonna put that away, and I've just done a short line on the top lip and on the bottom lip, which is personally my preference for lip liner because since I do have full lips, both naturally and I have a little bit of zhuzh in there, I don't want to make them look too big and dominate my face, but who knows? We're going to do a little bit of that with this Maybelline Teddy Tint. And I have this shade Ribbon Tide, which is new. Okay, this is nude. Yeah, this is like a pale pinky nude. I really enjoyed the formula of this because thinly applied, it looks so nice and it really does last a long time on me. I do find it to be comfortable. I wouldn't say that it doesn't stay forever, but I am fine with that because I don't feel like my lips look crunchy, wrinkly, gross, and the shade collection, like the shades are just nice, like the formula is nice. Okay, this is kind of coming across as approachable. Now I'm mad. Let's just do the lashes and see where we go from there. I think it's more about the facial expression maybe. My brows are kind of not standing up as much as I would like them to. And I'm using the CoverGirl Wrap Mascara. This is their tubing mascara. I'm still gathering all my thoughts on it. I still like it. I still reach for it more often than not. The tubing works. It's very tubing. I do like that it lengthens quite a bit. I'm gonna apply a little mascara to the lower lash because I think it'll help add to being unapproachable. I think I need to add translucent powder all over my face. Now I'm using the Morphe translucent powder to set my entire face. The mascara, I think, is working really well. I feel this is kind of giving siren makeup look. I don't know if you remember, I think that was like maybe a couple of years ago. It's giving siren. Let me take off my headband and see the full look. This is the look. I like it. I think it's cute. I don't know that it's like fully unapproachable. I could definitely make it more unapproachable with a different lip color, I think. I am looking a little pale, which I think does help with the overall vibe. Ooh, to improve the vibe, I would definitely wear Guerlain Insolence perfume. I think this smells so delicious. This is a colder type of fragrance. It's purely violet, so in some ways it kind of smells like baby powder. And since it is so different versus my usual favorites are in your face, fruity, floral, woods, very strong, and this is which are very hot. That kind of fragrance is hot, whereas this baby powder scent is a lot more cooling, a lot more subtle. Definitely like it gives I'm better than you vibes, and obviously with the name Insolence, which means insolent, I think fits it. So yeah, that is the look. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of this video, what you are up to. Let me know if you're watching me while you're eating. Let me know what you're eating. I want to know what the snacks are. I'm so hungry, so I need to go eat. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.